What's Crack-A-Lackin? Welcome in to My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Show.
Welcome into another episode of My Mind is a Weapon Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, Sleaze. Today's episode, we're going to be diving into the quarterback rankings. As my phone's going off, my top 30. We're going to have the Vikings, and we're going to have the Texans on a bye, so make sure C.J. Stroud and Carson Wentz, I guess you'd say, over J.J. McCarthy, are out of your lineups right now. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure you tap that thumbs up, hit that subscription button, turn that bell on. I will be live tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, the first start-sit show of the week. And then we're going to lead into my buddy Big Draft Energy, who I host the Guys FF Discord with. It will be pinned in the comments at the top and along as in the description as well. We cover everything fantasy football for you guys across the board. Dynasty trade values, player values, everything. And we're going to be dropping our Pick'em ticket in there tonight for Thursday Night Football. And if you haven't signed up on drafters.com, make sure you use promo code SLEAZE. It will double your initial deposit up to $100. Now, when we dive into it here, guys, if you want all the stats and statistics for the quarterbacks, those are dropped on my Start Sit-em videos. This is more my personality, my takes, how the game's going to go. A couple funny jokes here and there for each side or each player if I can get to them. And it's just a different look. I don't want to drop back-to-back stats, both videos, so I do it a little differently here. Now let's dive into my quarterback rankings for week 6. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is my QB board baller tier at the top. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4, Tier 5. We're going to crank through 30 of them. Remember, Carson Wentz, C.J. Stroud up here at the top. They're on a bye. J.J. McCarthy, man, who knows if he's going to get the job back or not afterwards. You've got Jake Browning over here on my far right because he got benched for Joe Flacco. Purdy looks like he's going to miss. Lamar Jackson looks like he's going to miss. And Joe Burrow still down, man. The injuries are just piling up this season like crazy. Let's dive into it here. Grab something to drink. Let's get it going. I got a full Mountain Dew. We're rocking and rolling videos today for you guys. And let's kick it off here. So number 1 is going to be Josh Allen. There's no way I'm not going to say that Josh Allen is not going to be number 1 coming off a loss to the Patriots that they should not have had. I think he's going to go absolutely nuclear against the Atlanta Falcons. I know they benched Keon Coleman last week as well. He had a little in-house problems. You're going to see him, Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid in a matchup versus the Falcons defense. They're coming off a bye as well. But I'm not doubting Josh Allen at all off a freaking loss. He's going to go absolutely nuclear, and he can drop 20-plus points in straight 3 drives in fantasy football. Number 2 is going to be Jaden Daniels, the game of the week for me that I want to see. And I'm a Niner fan. Yes, I do want to see the 2024 quarterback battle clash between Caleb Williams and JD5 to see who's the best quarterback. The over-under in this game is very high. Hopefully we get Terry McLaurin back out there. There's going to be weapons across the board. Romo Dunze, DJ Moore, Luther Burden. Maybe we get Colston Loveland back with Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift. You got Bill, the season of Bill and Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, Dollar Bills, y'all. Zach Ertz going to be involved. And this is going to be a monster high-scoring game. So I'm going to throw up Caleb Williams up here at number 6. They are both in my baller tier. I expect the points to fly. I expect this to be over. I expect over the over-under. I expect this to be like a 60-point game, guys. I think there's no defense in this game. They're both very weak. And it's going to be an offensive entourage here. Number 3, man, we are 1 week away, baby. Patrick Mahomes has looked absolutely great without his number 1 wide receiver, Rashee Rice. I'm tired of hearing Xavier Worthy is the best receiver for the Chiefs. It's not even close. Rashee Rice is going to step in and absolutely take this role and take the Chiefs to the next level. But you're playing the Detroit Lions, the Chiefs and the Ravens. Like, you got to look at this. The Ravens are going to be 1-5 if Lamar Jackson doesn't play versus the Rams, right? And if Lamar Jackson is out there, I forgot to say this, he's always a top 3 quarterback, right? So keep that in mind. And when I'm looking at this Lion game, this is the highest over-under game of the week. Jared Goff has the Lions rolling. The Chiefs did lose that game to the Jags, but Patrick Mahomes has the offense rolling. He's been rushing like crazy too. I mean, he's like a 20-point given with nobodies. So I'm still going to put him in the top 3 here because the high implied point total game. And I'm going to throw Jared Goff as well up here at number 13 since we're talking about the same game. And Jameson Williams has been absolutely what I told you guys all season long, a bust. He hasn't even really boomed yet. I mean, 1 game. That's not what you want. Amon-Ra is going to absolutely feast. I'm staying away from Laporta in this game if you watch my tight end videos. but you're going to have Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and this is a game that you just can't ignore the point total here. So I'm going to put Patrick Mahomes at 3 and Jared Goff at number 13. Coming in at quarterback number freaking 4 on the week, Justin Herbert. Now, what do we have to talk about here? So I'm gonna do this a little different. We're gonna go both games, talk both quarterbacks. I have Tua at 23 because they're playing the Dolphins this week. Now, with Justin Herbert and why I like him so high this week, the Miami Dolphins defense is atrocious. They are getting absolutely gashed by quarterbacks. I believe they rank like bottom 3 in the NFL. I think they're 30th, giving up 20 plus. That's what you want. And when you look at the Chargers now with Harbaugh and the run system that he wanted to run, you know, Joe Alt out as well. You lost Najee Harris. You lost Amari Hampton to IR. Now you're rolling out Hassan Haskins and Kamani Vidal, which is going to be a timeshare that's very ugly and not going to get the job done on the ground, in my opinion. This is where you're going to have to see Quentin Johnston, Lat McConkey, and Keenan Allen. And if you watch my wide receiver start-em sit-em video, they're all flex plays. I mean, this is a barrage that he has, and Aronde Gadsden's emerging at tight end as well. The weapons that Justin Herbert has, the way he's using his legs, I like him as a number 4 quarterback this week, and I think he's absolutely going to destroy the Miami Dolphins. On to the Tua side, he's looked great. I mean, 5 straight touchdowns, no picks. That's good to see. Jalen Waddle looked great without Tyreek Hill out there. Darren Waller is the big red zone threat. 3 touchdowns in 2 games for him. You're going up against the Charger defense, though. And I don't know, I haven't seen the update if they get Khalil Mack back or not. That would be a monster piece addition to the end to go against the Dolphins. And it's, you know, Devon Achane's not really rushing the ball. He's more of a receiving back now with the Tyreek Hill situation and how it's going. And there's been a couple trade rumors for him as well, which is kind of strange. And I think the Dolphins are about to blow this up. But Tua, I'm still putting at number 23. Not totally bottom tier, but near the end of tier 3. And I haven't seen Malik Washington break out like I wanted to last week, by the way. I forgot to throw that in there. Number 5, tonight, Thursday night football, the Philadelphia Eagles going up against Jackson Dart. And, man, I love Jackson Dart, but they lost Malik Neighbors, lost Darius Slayton. He's got Theo Johnson and Wan'Dale Robinson out there. And their offensive line stinks, and you're going up against the Eagles defense. It's going to be really, really rough for Jackson Dart. I know his rushing upside is bonkers, and that's why I wanted to pick him up everywhere the weeks before. But losing your superstar wide receiver is just really, really going to hurt this offense. And honestly, I can't believe he's even like, I'm not saying can't believe, but they're throwing him out there like this is a straight learning curve from here, man. This is going to be really rough. Their schedule gets really tough for the Giants moving forward here. Jalen Hurts side, this is going to be a plus matchup. The Giants are very, very bad versus the pass. I think they give up about 17 points to the quarterback, if I believe. That's like middle of the pack or below middle of the pack. And A.J. Brown's got to get going here. He's making his complaints. He's cried, I need the ball. He wants a trade. He gets Patrick Surtain. He gets locked up last week. That was my lock, was under his yards. And Devonta Smith goes off. Now they're going to feed A.J. Brown in this game, and the Giants' secondary is very, very weak. And the Eagles should control the clock here and keep the Giants' defense on the field a long time here with how the Saquon Barkley's going to have his revenge game here. Heading out of tier 1. And, man, Drake May has been everything you wanted and more. And I'm going to put Spencer Rattler up at 25. It's the highest I've ranked Spencer Rattler as well here down in tier 4. But Drake May is looking like a generational elite talent quarterback with his rushing upside as well. And the Patriots are coming for a playoff game this year, guys. Their schedule is very easy looking ahead. This is why I was targeting all the Patriots: Stephon Diggs, Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson. Hopefully we can get to him here in the running back video and get him loose with Antonio Gibson going down for the season. But Vrabel's got this defense playing lights out. They improved the offensive line, and Drake May's taking control of it. You just saw him yesterday in his press conference video saying it's just like pitch and catch with Stephon Diggs. It's so easy. And that is going to be something to pay attention to for the rest of the season here. The Saints are probably going to get mopped out the building here by the Patriots, and I like Drake May at quarterback 7 and Spencer Rattler at quarterback 25. And on the Spencer Rattler side, like I said, he's been playing better. And he does have Chris Olave. He hit Rashid Shaheed for the bomb last week. Jawan Johnson kind of faded away since his ankle injury. But we do got some crazy news today that we need to talk about. I'll talk about in both videos. My next one coming up too. There's a lot of talk of Alvin Kamara being traded here, guys, which would open up Kendre Miller, but it would honestly hurt the Saints offense even more for Spencer Rattler. They're just throwing this guy to the wolves, and he hasn't really looked that bad. He's kind of unlocking the rushing upside. He's kind of unlocking his game. So, yeah, it's still a tough matchup for him, but at least I'm seeing an improvement for Spencer Rattler that I want to see. Heading on down to number 8 here, it is going to be Jordan Love. And this game could get real ugly real quick. At number 28 is going to be Joe Flacco, who the Bengals just signed or traded for as a quarterback last week because Jake Browning just wasn't getting the job done, man. Now, Jordan Love, this is like your buy now chance on Jordan Love. I mean, the Bengals defense, this is what you target in fantasy every single week. They're like the Dallas Cowboys. They're like the Miami Dolphins. They can't stop anything. And now you almost have Christian Watson, who's practiced. His 21-day window is open. Jaden Reed is about to be back as well. This is going to be a plethora of weapons to go along with Tucker Kraft, Romeo Doubs, Dontavian Wicks. Matthew Golden. I mean, Jordan Love is about to go absolutely nuclear down the stretch here. Don't care about the matchup because their defense is so good. It's going to keep him in every single game. And I fear for Joe Flacco and his life with that offensive line and him being a statue. I mean, you do got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, right? That's great. But you got to have enough time to get him the ball. And I really, really fear for Joe Flacco in this game. They might have just traded for a quarterback that's going to get injured in his very first game, which is nuts to say. Quarterback number 9. This guy is out of this world right now without CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott is probably, in my mind, keeping up with Baker Mayfield for MVP talk, even though they haven't won games, just by his performance. I mean, without CeeDee Lamb out there, George Pickens has filled in nicely. Jake Fergalicious Ferguson is my target of the year all year at tight end. He's absolutely crushing, and I have him at tight end 1 again this week, but we'll get to that in the video. And you get the Panthers. The Panthers, yeah, their defense has been good. Their matchups have been weird. They're on a 2-game win streak. And Bryce Young, I like at quarterback 15 this week. And Javonte Williams has been lights out. But Bryce Young is about to get his weapons back here as well, too. So in the Cowboys defense, dude, they've given up the most yards, the most touchdowns, the most everything. They can't stop anything since trading Micah Parsons. So now you got Ted McMillan, Jalen Coker activated off IR. He may be out there this week. Xavier Legette, Jatavion Sanders, or tight end, should be back. Chuba Hubbard looks like he might miss, but Rico Dowdle filled in nicely versus the Dolphins. He was my smash play last week. That was absolute nails. And the Cowboys can't stop anything. This could be a high-point shootout game between the Cowboys and Panthers, like 30-30 plus. And this is what you want in fantasy. I like Dak Prescott at quarterback 9 and Bryce Young at quarterback 15. Woo! Oh, messed up. Coming in at number 10, Baker Brown Mayfield is taking on my 49ers, who looks like they're going to be led by Mac Jones. So I have Baker at 10, Mac Jones at 16. And guys, Baker Mayfield. So Mike Evans just went from out to doubtful, but looks like he's still going to miss. Emeka Egbuka looks like the rookie of the year already through 5 weeks of football. He looks like Jamar Chase level talent at wide receiver already through 5 weeks. He's already putting up better numbers than Jamar Chase in his rookie season. Chris Godwin's back out there. K. Dotton still. No Bucky Irving. Looks like we're going to have Rashad White again. He looked good last week. Just imagine when Baker gets all these weapons back, right? How is he going to be stopped? I mean, this is going to be crazy. Baker Mayfield is about to just explode and possibly be the MVP. He'd be my MVP vote right now if I had one. On to the Mac Jones side. Speaking of awards, I mean, Kyle Shanahan deserves the coach of the year. The injuries at wide receiver, it looks like there might not be no Jennings, no Purcell again. Kittle down till next week. Tunges was balling last week. We beat the Rams last week with our JV squad. Christian McCaffrey out there by himself, who everyone was worried about injuries about, and he's the only goddamn one that can stay healthy. This is absolutely bonkers. I do not think we're going to beat the Bucs, but Mac Jones, man, he looks great with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan had wanted to draft him way back when Mac Jones was in the NFL draft. Didn't get his guy, ended up getting him in free agency, and he looks like he's playing as the best backup in the NFL right now. So, yeah, I don't know if Purdy's going to be out there or not this week. There's no official update, but it looks like it's going to be Mac Jones. It looks like he's going to be good to go. And the matchup versus the Bucs, you just saw, and I told you this last week with Jackson Smith and Jigba, their secondary's beat up. They were a good pass defense, but they had a bunch of injuries happen. So, yeah, Shanahan will still draw it up great, and I have Mac Jones at number 16. Now, the guy I accidentally clicked on, coming in at number 11, do we even need to talk about this guy? Number 30 is going to be Cooper Rush, and I'm not even going to talk about the Ravens offense and how bad they are. So, Matt Stafford, I mean, he's almost entering the category now of a must-start quarterback regardless of the matchup. I mean, Devontae Adams, the tutelage, I've said this like multiple times, and people could argue with me if they want. It's my opinion. I think Devontae Adams is the best route runner I've probably seen in the past 20 years of football. This guy is an absolute machine, and what he's done teaching Puka Nacua has just made him a god. And these guys get 71.6% or 72% of the target share. It's absolutely bonkers. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens defense is second freaking worst to the Cowboys. Matt Stafford is going to absolutely feast, but there is a little rain concern in this game. I haven't seen the official update. Everything changes to the game, so make sure you're paying attention to the rain there. But man, Matthew Stafford is on an absolute mission right now, and he's entered the realm of must-start quarterback weekly, regardless of the matchup. Number 12 is going to be Bo Nix. They're taking on the 0-5 Jets, and Justin Fields I have at 17. And you guys know Justin Fields has been my guy. The Garrett Wilson, Justin Fields garbage stack is what I talked about all year long. I don't like it this week. I don't like Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson versus Patrick Surtain. This guy's locked up every single person. And the Denver Broncos are even good versus the tight end against Mason Taylor, who's been popping off. And there's really no one else. You got Breece Hall. Yeah, he's been okay. But they don't have a wide receiver to help, man. That's the problem for him. And Justin Fields will get it done with his legs, even if it's garbage time. Doesn't matter. That's going to happen. But this matchup I just don't like versus Denver. This is the lowest I've ranked Justin Fields all week. I've had him in my top 5 the past 2 weeks, and that was absolute nails. Now I'm dropping him down. On to the Bo Nix side. I don't know. This is a tough one, right? So I really like how he's been playing. The Cortland Sutton connection's growing. You're seeing Evan Ingram got a touchdown last week. You're seeing his volume go up. Hopefully his snaps go up, because I don't like that he's playing 50% snaps. It's hard to judge, rank out the tight ends there. But is this going to be a game where Bo Nix needs to pass a ton? Or is this going to be a game where it's J.K. Dobbins taking over? And I can't believe it's J.K. Dobbins and not R.J. Harvey, but this is where we're at. So Bo Nix is using his legs here a little, here and there, but he's not. I don't think they're going to need to use the same pass volume in this game, so I do have Bo Nix at 12, still in tier 1, because they could just shatter the Jets and get 20 points within 3 quarters or a halftime. But again, it could be a different kind of game script, so I'm just throwing that out there. Number 14, it's time to put some respect on both these quarterbacks' name. Trevor Lawrence at number 19. So the Seattle Seahawks, man, Sam Darnold has just lit up Jackson Smith and Jigba. Cooper Kupp's been looking great. Torrey Horton is a little emerging rookie out of Colorado State. You've got the tight end. I thought it was going to be Elijah Arroyo, but it's the Michigan A.J. Barner, who's played 80+% snaps in 2 games and 3 touchdowns in the past 2 games, and looks like their red zone guy. And damn, the running game that you thought Clint Kubiak and the Seattle Seahawks was going to have, I try to tell you guys, their offensive line isn't going to allude to a great run game. They're going to have to be drawn up different passing schemes, play actions, feed off Charbonnet going up the middle, use Kenneth Walker outside, and it is unlocking Jackson Smith and Jigba even more. And dude, Sam Darnold is just laughing at the Vikings for letting him go right now. On to the Trevor Lawrence side. I mean, this guy, what a freaking win versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Falls over, stumbles back, runs it back in, and you're seeing that generational type rushing talent that we thought he was going to be as a quarterback coming out. And Seattle, yes, they do have a very good secondary. It's going to be a tough battle for BTJ. We just saw Travis Hunter get his most snaps on offense of the season, so he's learning the wide receiver position even more, which is good to see. But I don't like this matchup as much for Trevor Lawrence this week unless he uses his legs a ton. So, I mean, he's still on like some of my league waiver wires, which are competitive leagues. So, yeah, they have a very tough schedule coming too, quarterback-wise, but I'm going to put him at 19, and it is tough versus that Seattle defense. Number 18, and make sure you're paying attention to the injury updates here. And number 20 is going to be Daniel Jones, and number 18 is Kyler Murray. Now, Kyler Murray's got a foot injury, and this Cardinals offense looks bad. The Tennessee Titans just got one of the ugliest wins versus them you've ever seen, with the ball fumbling all over the place into the end zone, and then they fall on it and they win the game. Kyler Murray cannot get it locked in with Trey McBride, which doesn't make any sense. I've watched every single game of the Cardinals. Trey McBride looks like an absolute superstar, destroying coverages, finding zones, and Kyler Murray doesn't find him. Yeah, we've seen a Marvin Harrison Jr. uptick. We saw Marvin Harrison moss those 2 guys. We saw Marvin Harrison get the touchdown the week before with another great catch. You're seeing the talent he has. But, man, there's a lot of bad talk in the Cardinals locker room, like he's not a leader. And It's just not looking good for Kyler Murray, but I have him at 18. And if he's not out there, and if it's Jacory Brissett, I put him down there with Cooper Rush around 29-30 range. Danny Dimes, why I have him so low this week. Number 20, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's the number 1 pick in fantasy if we all start over again. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Daniel Jones looks great this year. Indiana Jones is riding high, but you're getting the Cardinals. The Colts defense has been lights out. They're probably going to game script totally different here versus the Arizona Cardinals, especially if Kyler Murray isn't out there. And Jonathan Taylor probably goes for another 30+. Michael Pittman's been great. Josh Downs has been great. Adonai Mitchell, my guy I wanted to see, makes his big play and then drops the ball before the end zone like a dum-dum. So he lost his playing time. Alex Pierce may be back. Tyler Warren was always the tight end 1 over Colston Love. I don't want to hear any more arguments about that, period. That's who the Bears should have drafted. And I'm just lower on Danny Dimes just because I don't like the game script here for the Colts. Number 21, Michael Penix. I forgot to talk about him with Josh Allen. Coming off a bye, tough matchup versus the Bills, especially when the Bills are coming off a loss. They come out and just hammer a team the next week, like to beat Josh Allen twice in a row. I wish I had the stat off the top of my head. Like, this is all acapella either way. But, they got a high implied point total for this one. I think it's like 48.5 or 49.5 around there. I mean, I honestly think the Bills are going to drop 30 on them. I'm very, very surprised to see what Michael Penix does off a bye versus Josh Allen and the Bills coming off a loss. But I got Penix at 21 this week. Moving on my boards, Cam Ward, number 24. And why is he moving up? Well, you get to play this guy right here. Number 29, Geno Smith. Geno Smith and the Raiders are in danger of benching a guy they paid, I think, $65 million guaranteed to. Geno Smith is throwing I've watched 3-4 ducks in the past 4 games. He's thrown into double, triple coverage. I think he has like 10 interceptions already through 5 games or 11 interceptions. I forgot what I said on the start sit video, but he's looked absolutely terrible. It's like we can't wait for Aiden O'Connell to get off IR and come back because this is not going anywhere. The Chip Kelly, the Pete Carroll scheme here is cooked, and if they want to have any chance to keep up with the Titans, they've got to pound Ashton Jeanty because that's where the Titans struggle. And the Cam Ward side, you saw a little Calvin Ridley connection. I told you, don't give up on my guy Ridley. I never was buying into Aya is going to take this job from Calvin Ridley. You saw him get 140 and 10 targets again. Volume is king. The connection is growing. Now, hopefully you get a little Tony Pollard. You get Tyjae Spears mixed in off his injury. He played limited last week, but they say he's going to be more involved. Maybe gives them more explosive running back on the outside because we know Tony Pollard's, hitting the father time stage era of his career. So that may open up, the passing windows a little more here. And it's good to get a win. So you're 0-4, your team is down. You finally got a win. Maybe they start to pick up a little momentum here, and Cam Ward can get it rolling here a little more because it's been really ugly for the Titans. Number 26 and number 27 are going to go side by side in a grunge match here. Aaron Rodgers is 26. Dylan Gabriel is 27. This is a tough matchup for both these quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, if there's any way to beat the Steelers or the Browns, it is through the air. The Browns are such a good run D. Like Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, Caleb Johnson, however they roll them out there. I want to see more Caleb Johnson. It's going to be tough for Aaron Rodgers either way. So I have him really low this week. That Browns D has earned the right to say they're a top defense. And then Dylan Gabriel playing the Steelers off a bye. Mike Tomlin, no thank you. I know Jerry Jeudy's become nothing. Cedric Tillman down. Isaiah Bond got a couple targets here, and they'd like to see him get more involved. And it's kind of the Fannin and Njoku show. And Njoku back to tight end 1. Fannin got the first touchdown last week. But why did it become that? That's because rookies like their security blankets. And this is going to be a defense that's getting after him. Going to have to be quick. So I think it's literally like Fannin and Njoku as long as Dylan Gabriel is the quarterback here. And number 30, Cooper Rush. I said I wouldn't even talk about this guy. It was absolutely terrible. Even if it's Huntley, I don't care. It's going to be a tough matchup versus the Rams D. I got them at quarterback 30. Thanks for rocking with me. That's the end of the episode. That is my top 30 quarterback rankings to help you guys dominate week 6. If you guys have any questions, comments, remember, drop them down below. I try to answer every single one of them. Doesn't have to pertain to the quarterback video. Here to help you guys win your fantasy football championships this year. Before we head out, guys, as always, make sure you tap that thumbs up, hit that subscription button, turn that bell on. Helps me out a ton. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support already. This journey has been absolutely amazing. And honestly, I can't wait to see where it goes from here, man. If you guys haven't checked out the Guys FF Discord or drafters.com, make sure you sign up using promo code SLEAZE. It will double your initial deposit up to $100. Shout out to the sponsor. And that's it for me in this episode. My next one will be running back rankings, wide receiver, tight end. I'm going to try to get them all out to you guys before the Thursday show here that starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. So I'm grinding away. I'm a little behind this week, but I'll get it done for you guys. That's it for me in this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Sleaze Bomb out.